Almost 23 years ago, I had a conviction for indecent liberties with a minor, custodial, as it was my 14-year-old stepdaughter who was my victim. The offense involved touching.
Philip Queso was 38 when he touched his stepdaughter. He has since served 5 years probation, been through counseling, and will be on the sex offender registry for the rest of his life. Along with the public shaming, the lost job opportunities, and the constant threat of vigilantism, it restricts where he can live.
About 750,000 people are on the sex offender registry nationwide. 30 states have restrictions on where those people can live, including Kentucky, Ohio, and Indiana. We have focused recent stories on the restrictions in Ohio that say you cannot live within 1,000 feet of a school or a daycare.
There's just something wrong with the system that turns people from humans into monsters.
Brenda Jones is executive director of the National Association for Rational Sexual Offense Laws. She says residency restrictions do not keep people from driving to a school. Most people on the registry did not offend against children, and most child molesters are related to their victims. Further, she cites studies that show sex offenders are less likely to reoffend than other criminals, and the housing instability caused by residency laws actually puts the public more at risk.
If not for a sex offense, for petty theft, for other crimes of desperation, that if a person could have stable housing, they wouldn't have those problems.
Our prisons are full of people who have reoffended.
Where a person lives is not an indication of whether or not they're going to reoffend.
But in Norwood, where restrictions are tougher than those mandated by state law, the assistant law director says you cannot measure crimes avoided.
The best child abuse case is the one that never happens, and you don't know which ones don't happen as a result of what you're doing.
Philip Queso says if you've served your time, your debt to society should be square.
Someone has sex with a 6-year-old, you would have no problem with them moving in across the street from an elementary school.
They've gone through, parole and probation. They've been supervised, and now it's time for them to have a second chance.
Philip, incidentally, has reconciled with his wife, and he says he now has a good relationship with the stepdaughter he illegally touched. This is David Winter reporting.
You can always find our stories here on YouTube, but go ahead and tap subscribe. That way you're always in the know.